All right, everybody, we're ready for round 3 in Strat Bats. And this is the winner's bracket. So the two winners here of these two games are going to get a serious advantage on the rest of the field. And game 1 is going to feature the Pittsburgh Pirates against the Brooklyn/Los Angeles Dodgers. You can see the starting lineups right there for the years that they have been picked as the best years for those individual players. So we're just about ready to go. Give people a few seconds to get in that want to get in live, otherwise people can catch it later. But again, gives you a chance to review their starting lineup for each team. Couple of changes. Steve Garvey has gone in for the Dodgers. He's going to replace Gil Hodges in this game. And for the Pirates, Andrew McCutchen has gone to DH, and Van Slyke's in center, Parker in left. So a couple of changes there, and Jason Kendall replaces Tony Pena behind the plate. All right, so we're just about ready to go. Let's get the pitchers in their respective spots here, and I'll try to get the camera set up so you can see everything as best as possible. Let's move this in just a touch so you can see the pitcher card as best as I can without tilting the camera on me. All right, and then also allowing to be able to see the dice rolls as well. Let's try it this way. Hopefully it doesn't sway the camera. I think it is. That's the problem when I try to adjust this. So we're gonna have to go with what I got, I guess. And hopefully you guys can see Sutton's card there. Hopefully it's not too far in the distance. But we're ready to go. Lineups have been all set up, and Honus Wagner is going to get the call to lead things off for this double dip. Normally double dipping, if you remember the show Seinfeld, George Costanza was accused of double dipping, which was a bad thing, but hopefully with Stratomatic, double dipping is a good thing, and we're going to test that theory out this evening. All right, so Honus Wagner in the box. We're ready to go. 3-3. 3-3. Let's pull this back so I can see all the tray here, hopefully. 3-3 was the call for Honus Wagner, and a 3-3 is a ground ball to short. One away. Don't know how well the lighting is in this room, but we'll find out. Here's Roberto Clemente, and that is a 5-7 for Clemente against Sutton. Ground ball second base X, and the second baseman in this case for the Dodgers is one Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. He is a 3, so we'll roll the D20 and check his defensive prowess. As a 3, that's a 7. So a second baseman, a 3, and a 7 is a good play. It's an out. So Jackie Robinson makes the play to retire Clemente. 2 down for Wilbur Stargell. This is his 1979 We Are Family season. 110 for Stargell. 110 for Stargell is a ground ball to the first baseman Garvey. And that's going to do it. 1, 2, 3. Down go the Pirates here in the first. So Don Sutton does his job. Now Garrett Cole, his 2015 season. He'll start things off facing Pete Reiser. And that's a 3-6 for Reiser. 3-6 is going to be a single. Leadoff base hit for Pete Reiser. And he's a D stealer, so he's not going anywhere. But Jackie Robinson is up, his 1953 season. 6-3 against Garrett Cole's ground ball pitcher X, and he is a 1. So most likely he'll make the play on this, but we'll find out. It's an 18, could be a re-roll. And it is. When it's an 18, it says roll 20-sided die again. So we will do that, and it's a 12. 1 and a 12, actually, this is going to be a one-base error because this column is used for the first baseman, third baseman, and the pitcher. A 1 and a 12 is a one-base error. So just when you think Garrett Cole is going to make the play, he boots it, puts 2 on, nobody out. Not what you want if you're Garrett Cole, because now you're bringing up the big boys. And here comes Steve Garvey. His first at bat of the tournament is a 2-12 for Garvey, and a 2-12 is a fly to left. That's 1 away. That brings up the Duke, Duke Snyder. I think they called him the Duke of Flatbush. Something like that. All right, 4-7 against Garrett Cole is a single. Now the question is, will Reiser be able to score? Reiser runs at a 17. Excellent speed. So he's going to go ahead and take that chance. There's no arm rating involved in the basics, so it's a 1 to 17. He'll make it, and it's an 11, so he does score. So Duke Snider drives in Pete Reeser, and the Dodgers grab a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Pedro Guerrero. Hey Al, how you doing? Pedro Guerrero, 3-7 for Guerrero, and that's a fly to left for out number 2. 2 down for Roy Campanella. Campanella's a 5-10 against Cole. It's a ground ball. I'm sorry, it's a 5-10. It's a fly ball to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the Dodgers strike for 1 in the first thanks to the Duke Snider single. After 1 complete, it's Dodgers 1, Pirates nothing. Don Sutton back on the bump. Al, I'm doing much better, thank you very much. I did get a little bit cold Friday night, but no ill after effects. So I'm good to go. Here's Dave Parker. It's a 3-6. 3-6 against Parker. That's a single for Dave Parker. The Cobra. Leadoff single. He's a C stealer, so he's not going to go anywhere. Andy Van Slyke. That's a 6-6 against Sutton. Fly ball to left. That's out number 1. Brings up Andrew McCutchen, the DH. And that's a 2-5. 2-5, a chance for a home run for McCutchen. 1 to 16 will be a 2-run shot. 17 to 20 will be a triple. That's an 18, so it's a triple. He just misses the home run, but it is an RBI triple. And Dave Parker trots across the plate. We are tied at 1. And that brings up Bobby Bonilla. That's a 4-3 against Sutton. 4-3 is a walk. So now runners are at the corners with 1 out for Jason Kendall, the catcher. Double play is set up, though. So you never know. 3-10. 3-10 is another walk. So I don't think he was planning on another walk. That loads the bases for the second baseman and number 9 hitter Bill Mazeroski. So 2-6 for Mazeroski. He's going to strike out. So Mazeroski with the strikeout. Base is still loaded with 2 outs for Honus Wagner back to the top of the order. Grounded to short his first time up. It's a 3-8. 3-8 for Honus Wagner. It's a single with 2 stars, so that's going to be a 2-run single. And the Pirates will grab a 3-1 lead as Honus Wagner delivers a 2-run single. It's 3-1. That brings up Roberto Clemente. Clemente is a 3-4. 3-4 is a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning, but the Pirates send 8 to the plate, score 3 of them. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's Pittsburgh 3, Dodgers 1. And now Adrian Beltre, third baseman, will lead things off. That's a 1-9. 1-9 for Beltre is a ground ball to short. That's 1 away. Brings up the Reading Rifle, Carl Furillo, right fielder. That's a 4-7 against Cole. And that's a single. So Furillo with a 1-out single brings up the number 9 hitter, shortstop Corey Seager. That is a 3-7 for Seager. And unfortunately for the Dodgers, that's a ground ball A, which is a double play. 3-6-3, turned by Pops Stargell. Gets it over to Wagner and back to Stargell. That's going to end the inning. Dodgers are done here in the second. After 2 complete, it is 3-1 Pirates. And Sutton back on the bump, but the Dodger bullpen could be stirring. Here's Willie Stargell, the only guy not to bat in the second inning. 4-7. 4-7 is a single, so they're getting to Sutton pretty good. And the bullpen is definitely stirring for the Dodgers. Here's Parker. Parker, a 3-9. A 1-2 was a single. Anything else is a line out to second baseman Robinson. And that's what it is, L4. 1 away. Brings up Andy Van Slyke. Fly to left his first time. 6-3. 6-3 against Sutton is a fly ball right field X. The right fielder for the Dodgers is Carl Furillo. He's a 1. And that's a 13. Should be a good play, you would think. And it is out 4. Runner at first, so runners have to hold. So that's 2 away. And now we've got Andrew McCutchen, the DH. He had that big triple his last time up. 2-7. 2-7. He's going to get another hit. 1-12 is a double. 13 to 20 is a single. They're both 2 stars, so the run will not score. Stargell will have to stop at third regardless. It's a 10, so that's going to be a double, but Stargell has to stop at third. So McCutcheon's 2 for 2, a double and a triple. He's bucking for player of the game already. Here's Bobby Bonilla. 3-5 for Bonilla is a fly to left. That's a B with less than 3 outs. Would have been a sac fly, but that was the 3rd out, so the inning is over. And Sutton pitches around a jam. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd, still 3-1 Pirates. Garrett Cole back on the bump, and he'll be facing leadoff hitter Pete Reeser. Reeser, a 3-10. 3-10 for Reeser is a single. So a leadoff single. He's 2 for 2 in that leadoff position. And here's Jackie Robinson. It's a 4-4 against Garrett Cole. That's a fly ball center field X. That's Van Slyke, and Van Slyke is a 1. That's a 17. A 1 and a 17 is an out. Out 5. And that's 1 away. Brings up Steve Garvey. He flied to left in his first at bat. And that is a 2-9. So Garvey at 2-9, he's going to strike out. So Garvey not making a impact on his first game as he replaces Gil Hodges. Here's Duke Snyder. That is a 1-3 for Snyder. 1-3 is a walk, so keeps the inning alive. Puts 2 on, 2 outs for Pedro Guerrero, the DH. Pedro Guerrero. 1-6 for Guerrero. Ooh, 1 to 7 is a homer. 8 to 20 is a double. If it's a 1 to 7, the Dodgers have taken the lead. 8 to 20, they probably take the lead or at least tie the game. It's a 5. It is a 5. So that is a 3-run shot for Pedro Guerrero. And as quickly as the Pirates took the lead, the Dodgers take it right back. A 3-run homer. And the Dodgers lead it 4-3, and the Pirate bullpen immediately gets up. Here's Roy Campanella. 2 outs, base is empty. The 4-8. 1 to 11 is a single. 12 to 20 is a line out to second. And that's a 15, so he lines it to the second baseman Mazeroski to end the inning. But the damage done. And after 3 complete, it is the Dodgers 4 and the Pirates 3. And Sutton back on the bump. Maybe newfound energy with that lead. So here's Jason Kendall to lead things off. It's a 5-6. 5-6 is a strikeout, so Sutton may be really energized by that run support. 1 away for Bill Mazeroski. It's a 6-3. That is a fly ball to right. And it's Furillo, who's a 1. And that's a 6. 1 and a 6 is a good play. That's 2 down. And we're back to the top of the order for Honus Wagner. Honus Wagner, a 6-9. 6-9 against Sutton is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Seager. And Seager is a 3. That's a 20. That might be a re-roll. Let's see here. Yep, it sure is. Shortstop and a 3 and a 20 is roll 20-sided die again. So we'll roll it again. It's a 17, and that's an out. So that's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 4-3 ball game, and Pittsburgh's not going to mess around. They're going to replace Garrett Cole. So we're going to get a new pitcher for the Pirates. They're going to go to their bullpen, and one of their better bullpen guys is going to be Babe Adams. So Babe Adams from 1909, he was a starter/reliever. 12-3 with a 1.11 ERA. So they're going to go to Babe and see if Babe can hold the fort and give their team a chance to come back. So Garrett Cole only goes 3 innings and gives up 4 runs. So now here's Beltre to start off against Babe Adams. It's a 1-9. 1-9 is a ground ball to short, and that's 1 away. Some people watching may think I pulled Cole too quickly, but when you're in a tournament like this, you got all these good guys in the bullpen, you might as well go to them. 2-10 for Furillo is a ground ball to the pitcher. That's 2 away. In a regular season game, I would not have pulled him like that, but in this setting, I think that's the prudent move. Here's Corey Seager. It's a 1-8. 1-8 is a 1-6 single. 7-20, if I can get the focus right, 7-20 is a line out to second. So 1-6 will be a single. It is a 10, so it's a line out to second. Handled over there by Mazeroski, and the inning is over. So Babe Adams restores a little order there. We go to the fifth, and it's still 4-3 Dodgers. Roberto Clemente leads things off against Sutton. It's a 6-10 against Sutton, and that is a fly to right. One right fielder flies out to another. One away. For Big Pops, Stargell. Stargell, it's a 6-6 against Sutton. That's a fly to left. That's 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down for Dave Parker, the Cobra. And that's a 4-6. 1-10's a double. 11-20 is a single. So Parker will keep the inning going with a single. 2-out single for Parker. He's a C stealer, so he's not going anywhere. Here's Van Slyke. That is a 6-5. And that's a strikeout as Sutton puts the whiff on Van Slyke to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It is still the Dodgers 4 and the Pirates 3. Babe Adams, another inning of work. And it's Pete Reiser, top of the order. 5-8. A 5-8 against Adams is a strikeout. So bullpen, just what the doctor ordered for the Pirates is Babe Adams. Here's Jackie Robinson. 6-6 is a pop out to third. 2 down. And that'll bring up Steve Garvey. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It's a 4-10. That's a fly ball center field X, and the center fielder is Van Slyke. He's a 1. And that's a 20, which is probably a re-roll, and it is. So we'll roll it again. And it's another 20, so we'll roll it again. That's an 11. A 1 and 11 is an out 5, so that's a good out. 3 up, 3 down go the Dodgers. So Babe Adams faced 6 batters, got them all out, so he's doing his job in relief. Sutton has really settled down since giving up that 3 runs in the second. So he's kind of got his second wind apparently. Starts the top of the 6th facing McCutchen. To 4-11 against Sutton. That's a ground ball shortstop X, which is Corey Seager, who's a 3, and that's an 8. So Corey Seager, a shortstop, a 3 and an 8 is a good play. So 1 away as McCutchen is retired. Here is Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla, 3-10. 3-10 is a ground ball to second, and that's 2 away. Handled over there by Jackie Robinson. Here's Jason Kendall. Kendall, the catcher, 4-10. Ground ball to shortstop X again, and that's Corey Seager. And that's a 12. Shortstop 3 and a 12 is barely an out. 13 would have been an error, but 12 he made it. And the inning is over. So the top of the 6th is done. Babe Adams back on the bump. Will be facing the Duke Snyder, Guerrero, who had that big 3-run homer, and then Campanella. So heart of the order. 2-7 for the Duke is a ground ball to second. That's 1 away. Here's Pedro Guerrero, man with the big home run. Stay away from his column 1. It's a 2-7. 2-7. His column 2 is tame. 2-7's a ground ball to third. 2 up, 2 down for Roy Campanella. Don't want to be in Campanella's column 1 either. But he just found it. 110. So 1's a triple. Anything else will be a single. So most likely a single. And it is. So it's 2-out single for Campanella. Brings up Adrian Beltre. You don't want to be his column 1 either. He's got 3 home run slots in column 1. But this is a 5-12, which is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Honus Wagner, who's a 1. And that's a 2. So that is a good play. When you're a 1-rated shortstop, you'll get to most everything. And the inning is over. So 6 complete are in the books, and it's still a nip and tuck 4-3 Dodger lead. And coming up for the Pirates to start the top of the 7th is Mazeroski. But we could pinch hit for Mazeroski because we need some offense if you're the Pirates. So we're going to have a pinch hitter from Mazeroski, and then the new second baseman will be Johnny Ray. Johnny Ray will take over at second base going forward. Mazeroski is out of there. Now, who do they pinch hit with? They can pinch hit with Bob Robertson, Al Oliver, a couple of good choices. So they're going to go with Al Oliver. So Al Oliver will pinch hit for Mazeroski. Al Oliver, this is from his 1977 season when he had 308 with 19 homers. He's going to pinch hit, and then Johnny Ray will take over at second base going forward. And Johnny Ray, that's his 1984 season. He hit 312. He is rated a 3 second baseman. So you lose something defensively, but they're going for offense as they're down 4-3. So here's Oliver, and of course it's off the pitcher card, so it doesn't even matter. 4-6, but the good karma. It's a 1-10 double, 11-20 single, and that's a 14. So it's a single for Al Oliver, a pinch hit single by Al Oliver. Pinch hit single for Al Oliver. He did his job. Not much of a runner, so they'll keep him where he is, although Wagner could bunt, and I think he will bunt. So we're going to have a sacrifice bunt. That's an 8, and I'm pretty sure that on that basic bunt chart that an 8 is a good bunt. And it is. It says batter thrown out by first baseman. So good sack bunt. We'll call it 3-4. Gets that tying run into scoring position for Roberto Clemente. Pirates trying to play small ball. It's a 6-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Corey Seager. He's a 3. And that's a 12. So a 3 and a 12 is an out number 3. And out number 3 says runner on first, other runners advance 1 base. So it is going to be runner advance. So Al Oliver, who's on the base paths, will go to third with 2 outs on that ground out, 6-3. And it's up to Wilbur Stargell to get home that tying run. Willie Stargell. Stargell on the day is 1 for 3. That's a 5-6 against Sutton. And he's going to strike out, so Don Sutton bearing down and gets through it and strikes out Stargell to end the threat. And Sutton has gone 7 strong innings, but they may turn it over to their great bullpen after this. So we'll wait and see. Speaking of bullpens, Babe Adams has gone 3 innings, so they're going to go ahead and take him out, save his arm. They don't want to wear him out in 1 game. So they're going to take him out. And coming in is going to be Kent DeColvey, the sidewinder, 1983 season, 7-5, 1.64 ERA. So Kent DeColvey will come in and pitch the bottom of the 7th. And he's going to face the bottom of the order for Rillo, Seager, and Reeser. It's a 1-7 for Carl Furillo, and that's a leadoff single. So he greets DeColvey with a leadoff single. Brings up Corey Seager. That's a 6-7 against DeColvey. It's ground ball shortstop X. That's going to be Wagner. He's a 1. Could turn 2 here. 1 and a 1. A 1 and a 1. Oops, I've got the right chart here. 1 and a 1 is an out number 3, which is a double play in the basic. That's a 6-4-3. So Seager thought about bunting, but we weren't sure. Seager had 26 home runs. Didn't really want to take the bat out of his hand, but worked out that maybe we should have bunted. Here's 1-7 for Pete Reeser, and that's a double for Pete Reeser. So that double play really cost him there, as Pete Reeser hits a double with 2 outs and the base is empty. Brings up Jackie Robinson, so Robinson has a chance to bring him home. 5-10 is a ground ball third base X. That's Bonilla, and he's shaky as a 4 defender, so this could be a hit. It's an 11, so we'll check the 4 and the 11. That's a 2-base error. A 2-base error on Bonilla, and that's going to bring home the run. So that's an E5, 2-base error on Bonilla. You give up the defense to get the offense, and it comes back to bite them right there, as the run will score, make it a 5-3 ball game. And here's Steve Garvey. And that's a 3-3 for Garvey. It's ground ball to short to end the inning, but the damage was done. Extra run comes across the plate. And after 7 complete, it's the Dodgers 5, the Pirates 3. And new pitcher, excuse me, new pitcher for the Dodgers coming in is Sutton. Goes 7 strong. Got a frog in my throat for some reason, don't know why. All right, so we're going to our bullpen, and we're going to Steve Howe. Lefty Steve Howe, 1982 season, 7-5, 2.08 ERA, and 13 saves. So Steve Howe is your starter. I'm sorry, is your new pitcher, not your starter, your new pitcher. He takes over for Sutton as we start the 8th. And they'll be facing Parker, Van Slyke, and McCutchen. It is a 3-4. 3-4 is a fly to right. Parker is out of there, 1 away. And that'll bring up Van Slyke. Van Slyke, a 6-10 against Steve Howe. And that's a pop to short. And that's out number 2. Brings up McCutchen. McCutchen, a 1-9. 1-9 is a 2-out walk to McCutchen. He is an A stealer, but you're down 2, so you probably don't want to take that chance. Here's Bonilla. Bonilla, a 3-7. He's going to ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. So Bonilla is retired. So nothing doing for the Pirates as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We will get a defensive replacement. Since Bonilla just batted, we're going to bring in Bill Madlock, who's a little bit better third baseman. He rates as a 3 rather than a 4. So Bill Madlock will come in and take over at third base for Bonilla. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Pirates. DeColby pitched his 1 inning, but now it's time for somebody else. So they're going to turn to Mark Melanson, his 2015 season. He was 3-2 with a 2.23 ERA and 51 saves. So he's in to try to keep it right where it is. Mark Melanson. He is pitcher number 4 on the day for the Pirates. Dodgers lead 5-3, looking to extend. And don't forget, following this game is the Tigers and the Orioles in game 2. It's a 110 for Snyder, and you're in column 1, and Duke Snyder, you're in trouble. 1-17 is a homer. 18-20 is a triple. So it's a 9, and that's it. Duke Snyder just went deep and greeted Mark Melanson rather rudely. And the Dodgers now lead it 6-3. Here's Pedro Guerrero. Speaking of home runs, 5-7 is a ground ball second base X. That's the new second baseman, Johnny Ray, who's a 3. And that's a 17. So a 3 and a 17. Roll 20-sided die again. That's a 20. That's another roll 20-sided die again. That's a 19, which is another roll 20-sided die again. That's another 20. Let's get something low here if we can. 14, that should work. 3 and a 14 is a 1-base error. After all that, Johnny Ray boots it. So Johnny Ray boots. That's the 3rd Pirate error of the game. So that their fielding has let them down quite a bit. Brings up Roy Campanella. That's a 3-8 for Campanella. That's a ground ball shortstop A. That's going to turn 2, 6-4-3. And that helps the Pirates out. Now there's 2-out spaces empty for Adrian Beltre. Beltre, it's a 1-4, but that doesn't help him out too much. Beltre just slammed a home run, solo shot for Adrian Beltre. And that makes it now a 7-3 ball game. Takes the save situation out of the equation, unless you leave Steve Howe in there. Then he could go for the save. Here's Carl Furillo. It's a 2-8 for Furillo. He's going to fly to left to end the inning. But 2 runs, 2 solo shots, one by Snyder, one by Beltre, off of Melanson, and it's a 7-3 ball game. Dodgers looking to Steve Howe to go ahead and close it out, since we're in that non-save situation if you bring somebody new in. So it was a save situation when he did come in. It was 4-3, so, or 5-3 rather. So we'll leave men to face Jason Kendall, and that one was hidden there. 4-7. 4-7 against Howe is a single. So if Howe should start to struggle, Kenley Jansen is loosening in the bullpen. That'll bring up Johnny Ray, his first at bat since taking over for Mazeroski. It's a 4-9. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Corey Seager. He is a 3. And that's an 11. So a 3 and an 11 is an out 3, which is a double play, 6-4-3. So just like that, 2 quick outs, and the Pirates are down to their last out, and that's Honus Wagner. Honus Wagner, a 6-6 off a Howe, is a pop to second, and the ball game is over. The Dodgers advance, beating the Pirates by the score of 7-3. The Pirates will drop to the losers bracket. The Dodgers will go to the winners bracket, and we'll pull out that bracket right now and fill in those particular entries. Dodgers and Pirates. Okay, so if we look at the bracket, the Dodgers advance in the winners bracket, and they will take on the winner of the upcoming game between the Tigers and the Orioles. And in the losers bracket, the Pirates drop down here. A lot of games, elimination games to be played here. I wanted to play the winners bracket tonight to get that all set up and then concentrate on the losers bracket. But right now, Dodgers do it. And now we're ready for the Tigers and the Orioles. I just got to change cards and change the score sheet and get those ready to go. And whilst I do that, I will go ahead and put the lineup that I've already predetermined for that game. So you can be perusing that if you choose while we wait for me to get my cards all set up. So game 1 in the books goes to the Dodgers. And drop my rubber band. Got to have your official Stratomatic rubber band. You can't go anywhere without those. So I have to have that. All right, now we're ready to get the cards, player cards out here for the Tigers and the Orioles. The Orioles rather, are the higher seeded team, so they're the de facto home team. And Jack Morris from 1986 will be on the mound for the Tigers. Hey ID, how you doing? You're just in time, ID, for game 2. Game 1 was just completed. And game 2, we are ready to get ready to go here. Tigers and the Orioles. And I made a pitching change for the Tigers. I was going to use Denny McLain, but at the last minute I decided to switch to Jack Morris. So that's who's going to be in there for the Tigers. And I had a decision to make on the Orioles. I was either going to do Mike Flanagan or Mike Boddicker, and I decided to go with Flanagan. That was his Cy Young Award year in '79. So that's what I decided to go with there. So got the score sheet all set up, ready to go. See your lineup, the lineups right there, ready to go for both teams. So, all right, so there's the lineup for game 2. We are now set to go in game 2. And Ty Cobb will lead things off. Let's put the thing where I had it before and get our pitchers in the box. Mike Flanagan from 1979 was 23-9 with a 3.08 ERA and the Cy Young Award winner. Jack Morris from 1986, 21-8, 3.27 ERA. So those are the starters. And Ty Cobb is going to lead things off his 1909 season when he hit 377. It's a 111 for Ty Cobb, and he's going to ground to second. Mike Lowe. Is the volume not good on this? I'll try to speak up a little bit. Let's see here. 111 was a ground ball to second. Or either that, or I can try to sit a little bit closer to the camera if the volume is not good. Here's Charlie Gehringer. It's a 5-4 against Flanagan, and a 5-4 is a fly ball center field X. That's Paul Blair. He's a 1. Most of the Oriole defenders are 1s. That is a 5. And a 1 and a 5 is an out number 4, which with the bases empty doesn't even matter. That's 2 outs. So Gehringer is gone, and that'll bring up Hank Greenberg, first baseman. Hank Greenberg. That's a 2-5. And look at this, a 1 is a home run. Anything else will be a double, and the inning will at least continue. That's a 12, so it's a double for Greenberg. He's in scoring position for Miguel Cabrera, third baseman. Miguel Cabrera, 4-7. Flanagan struck him out, and the inning is over. So Flanagan pitches around that double. After half an inning, it is Detroit nothing, and the Orioles coming to bat. Here is Paul Blair to lead things off against Jack Morris. Paul Blair, his 1969 season. It's a 5-3. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Alan Trammell. Trammell is a 1, and that's a 12. So we'll see if he can't make that play. No, he doesn't. Number 12 in column 1 is an error. So it's a one-base error, E6 on Trammell. Not a good way to start if you're the Tigers. Paul Blair is an A stealer. Let's see, do they want to take a chance? No, they're going to go. They got such a good hitting lineup. They're going to go ahead and try to. Earl Weaver does the slugging thing. ID, I will do the best I can. It's not very complicated. It's very low budget, and it's very poorly done, if I don't say so myself. But I'll kind of just, the little watermark should be showing on the screen. I downloaded an app called CameraFi Live, and that's what I use to plug into my YouTube account. But yeah, I can try to do that at the end. Just remind me if I forget. All right, here's Manny Machado, third baseman, and that's a 5-6 against Morris. That's a strikeout, so Jack Morris gets the strikeout of Machado for out number 1. That brings up Cal Ripken Jr., Mr. Oriole. That's a 1-2, and a 1-2 for Ripken is a walk. And that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 away for Eddie Eat, Drink, and Me Murray. And that's a 1-6. 1-6 is a single with 1 star. Kind of blurry here, I think. There we go. Single with 1 star. So the runner cannot score. Paul Blair, he has to stop at third. But the bases are now loaded with only 1 out, and Ken Singleton, the batter, his 1979 season. That's a 6-9, and that's a strikeout for Jack Morris, a big-time strikeout. ID, the first game was won by the Dodgers. They took out the Pirates by the score of 7-3. Winning pitcher was Don Sutton, and I believe the loser was Garrett Cole. So a strikeout for Singleton for out number 2. And that brings up Boog Powell. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Still nothing in. Morris trying to get out of this jam. It's a 2-7, but he won't do it. Boog Powell comes through. 2-7. 1-12 is a double. 13-20 is a single. And so that's 2 stars apiece. So 2 runs are going to score here regardless. It's a 16, which is a single, but it's a 2-run single by Boog Powell. And that will score Blair, who reached on the air. All these runs are unearned. So it's a 2-run single, making it 2-0. Hey, Beatles, how you doing? Unfortunately, you weren't here to give the Pirates their good mojo, and they took it on the chin. Here is Adam Jones, the left fielder. 6-4 for Adam Jones against Morris. Fly ball to center, that's going to end the inning. But the Orioles pick up 2 in the first thanks to the Boog Powell 2-run single. After 1 complete, it's the Orioles 2 and the Tigers nothing. And Mike Flanagan back on the bump. Al Kaline to lead things off. It's a 1-5. Ooh, Kaline 1-5, chance for a homer, 1-18. If it's a 19-20, it's still a triple. But it is a 14. That is a home run for Al Kaline. Cuts the lead in half at 2-1. And newcomer to the tournament for the Tigers, Cecil Fielder, 1990 season when he hit 51 home runs. He's in there, replacing the former first baseman for the Tigers, Norm Cash. So it's a 6-7 against Flanagan, and that's a ground ball second base X. That's Jonathan Scope. So Jonathan Scope, it's an 11. Scope is a 2. So second baseman 2 and an 11 is an out. And let's see here, that's 1 away because that's the first out of the inning. So Cecil Fielder is gone. That'll bring up Alan Trammell, shortstop. 311. 311 for Trammell is a pop out to second, and that's out number 2. 2 down. Brings up Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson, 210 for Kirk Gibson. And he's got a chance. 1 to 19 is a triple. Anything else is a double, so most likely a triple for Kirk Gibson, and it is. It's a 2-out bases empty triple, so don't know if it's going to go to waste or not. That's up to Lance Parrish, number 9 hitter, catcher. That's a 3-9 for Lance Parrish, and he just went deep. Lance Parrish just hit a 2-run bomb, and Flanagan getting abused here in this top of the second. His second home run he's given up. Tigers now lead it 3-2. And here is Ty Cobb, 411. Ground ball shortstop X, that is Cal Ripken. He's a 1. And that's an 11. That might be an error. And it is. On that column 1 shortstop number 1, the 11s and 12s are errors. Ripken found it. And that's an E6. And Cobb is a AA stealer, so he's running for sure. I'm sorry, he's a AAA stealer, so there's no catcher deduction on that. It's simply a 1 to 17, and he'll make it. And he does, so it's a stolen base for Ty Cobb. He gets on scoring position for Charlie Gehringer, and now the Oriole bullpen starting to loosen a little bit. 111 for Gehringer is a ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. But the Tigers score 3 here in the top of the second and take a 3-2 lead over the Orioles. So, Jonathan Scope to lead things off, 312. That's a line out to as many outs as possible, but it's the first out, so it doesn't really matter. And the line out went to shortstop, so it's a line out to Alan Trammell for 1 away. Here's Mickey Tettleton. He was the hero of their previous game. He's going to start instead of coming off the bench. 5-11 is a walk, so Jack Morris will issue the walk to Tettleton. Brings up Paul Blair. Paul Blair, a 5-8. 5-8 is a strikeout, so that's out number 2. Brings up Manny Machado. And if you wonder why Brooks Robinson's not in the game, he just doesn't have those offensive numbers that Machado has. And Machado is also a 1 defender, so there's no advantage to play Brooks Robinson. 3-6. 3-6 is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Jack Morris, quick work of the Orioles in the second. We go to the third. It is still 3-2 in favor of the Tigers. And Hank Greenberg steps to the plate. And that's a 1-4 for Greenberg. That is a ground ball to third. And that's 1 away. So Greenberg is retired. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera, it's a 5-7 against Flanagan. That's a strikeout. So Flanagan trying to recoup after that bad inning. See what he can do. 2 down, bases empty for Al Kaline, who homered his first time. 4-8. He won't homer this time. Whoops, he won't homer this time. It's a fly to left. And that's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the third. It is still a 3-2 Tiger lead. Cal Ripken steps to the box against Jack Morris. And we get a 1-11. And a 1-11 is going to be a single for Cal Ripken. So leadoff single for Ripken brings up Eddie Murray, and we're getting the heart of the Oriole lineup. Here's Eddie Murray to 4-8. 4-8 is a 1-6 single. 7-20 is a line out to second. And it's a 1, so it's a single with 1 star. So Ripken will have to hold at second base. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Ken Singleton. And that's a 2-7, and that's a strikeout for Singleton. 2-7 is a strikeout, 1 away. Now that brings up Boog Powell. He had the 2-run single his first time up. It's a 4-7. He's going to strike out this time, so Morris bearing down. Back-to-back strikeouts for out number 2. 2-on, 2-out for Adam Jones. 6-5 is a fly to right, and that's going to do it. So Jack Morris pitches out of that leadoff singles and gets out of it with nothing doing. We go to the fourth. It's still 3-2 favor of the Tigers. And here comes Cecil Fielder. 4-5. 4-5 is a ground ball to second, and that's one away. Brings up Alan Trammell, shortstop. 1-4 for Trammell. 1-4 is a line out to Ripken. That's out number 2. That brings up Gibson. He tripled his first time up and then scored on the Parrish homer. 2-6. 2-6 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 3-2 Tigers. And Jonathan Scope stepping to the box to face Jack Morris. It's a 6-4. Fly to center, and that's one away. As Ty Cobb puts it away. Here's Mickey Tettleton. 1-3 for Tettleton. 1-3 is a ground ball to second. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. It's Paul Blair. 3-9 for Paul Blair is a fly to center. And Jack Morris continues to roll after getting that run support. We go to the 5th. It's still 3-2 in favor of the Tigers. All right, here's Lance Parrish. He homered. He had that big 2-run homer last time up. It is a 6-4. 6-4 this time is a strikeout. So Lance Parrish down on strikes. 1 away for Ty Cobb. And Cobb a 4-7. 4-7 is a strikeout. That's out number 2. Don't know if anyone ever saw the movie Cobb with Tommy Lee Jones, but I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie, as baseball movies go. It is a 1-8. 1-8 for Gehringer. 1-12 is a single. And 13-20 is a line out to second. That's 11, so it's a single for Gehringer. 2-out single. And that'll bring up Hank Greenberg. Greenberg, 4-2 is a catcher X. Mickey Tettleton as a catcher is a 3. And that's a 14. So we go here to catcher. 3 and a 14 is a pass ball followed by a foul out. So the pass ball will allow Gehringer to get to second base, but Greenberg will foul out to end the inning, so it's all not important anyway. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Score still 3-2 in favor of the Tigers. Duel here between Jack Morris and Mike Flanagan. Pitchers of the 70s and 80s. Here's Machado, 5-4. Ground ball third base X for the Tigers. That could be trouble because that's Cabrera. He's a 5, and that's a 14. So a 5 and a 14 is a 1-base error. So Cabrera makes the error. They're realizing that they're giving up something defensively to get the offense, and that time it cost them. So E5, and that brings up Cal Ripken. 1-7 for Ripken, and that's bad news. 1-3 is a triple, 4-20 is a double. So if it's a 1-3, we got a tie ball game. It's a 6, which is a double, but Machado still might be able to score. He runs at a 14. But with nobody out, they're not going to take the chance. They're going to hold him. Put runners at second and third. Nobody out for Eddie Murray. And that's a 4-12. Ground ball pitcher B, so the runner has to hold. All the runners had to hold. With the ball right back to the mound, and that's 1 away. Here's Ken Singleton. Singleton, a 6-6. Fly ball center field B, that's a sacrifice fly. So Machado will score anyway on that sac fly by Singleton. And we have a tie ball game. All tied up at 3. 2 outs and a runner at second, and the Orioles have a chance to actually take the lead. Here's Boog Powell. It's a 3-11 for Powell, but he's going to ground out to third. That time Cabrera does make the play, and the inning is over. But Cabrera's defense cost the Tigers a run. And at the end of 5 complete, we are tied at 3. And Cabrera has struck out twice, so he hasn't done it offensively either. But he's going to get a chance. He's leading off. Leading off the top of the 6th is Cabrera. That's a 5-6. And he's going to hit a fly ball to right for out number 1. And that'll bring up Al Kaline. K-line a 5-10. 5-10 is a pop to short. That's out number 2. And that'll bring up Cecil Fielder. Fielder's grounded to second twice. 4-7. And this time he's going to strike out. So Cecil Fielder not having a good first game. He is out of there. Down go the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 3. Brings up Adam Jones. 6-5. It's a fly to right, and that's 1 away. Bullpens for both teams starting to loosen up down there. Here's Jonathan Scope. It's a 2-8 for Scope, and that's a strikeout. Strike him out, 2 down. That'll bring up Mickey Tettleton, the catcher. That's a 4-10 against Morris. That's a fly ball center field X. That's Ty Cobb, and Cobb is a 1. And that's a 10. So as an outfielder, a 1 and a 10 is a good play. And the inning is over. So we played 6 complete here in game 2, and nothing's been settled yet. It's tied 3-3. Flanagan still out there for now. He's been rolling since that second inning trouble, so give him a little bit longer leash. Here's Trammell. It's a 6-8, and it's a 1-3 single, but 4-20 is a line out to third. And it's a 9, so it's a line out to third. Trammell is out. 1 away for Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson, a 3-11 for Gibson. 3-11 is a walk, so Kirk Gibson's going to walk. Brings up Lance Parrish. He hit a home run his first time up, and he struck out his second time. Feast or famine. 4-8. This time it's a ground ball to short to Ripken. Could be 2. Ripken's a 1, and that's a 9. So this could be a out number 3, which it is, which in basic is a double play. So that's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Tigers here in the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Score tied at 3 apiece. Now the question is, do the Tigers go to their bullpen, or do they leave Jack Morris in there? They're looking at their bullpen now. And they're going to, let's see here. They're going to go ahead and make the move. They're going to the bullpen. They are going to replace Morris with Morris's teammate, Guillermo, don't call me Willie Hernandez. He was 9-3, 1.92 ERA. He won the Cy Young Award as a relief pitcher that year. So he's coming in to take on the Orioles and try to keep them right where they are. So Willie Hernandez is in. Morris pitches 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. And now it's up to the bullpen. Willie Hernandez facing Paul Blair. It's a 6-11, and that's a fly to center field X. That is Ty Cobb, who's a 1. And that's a 15. Probably a good play, and it is. So 1 away. Brings up Manny Machado. Machado, a 1-5, is a walk. So Machado draws the walk. Why is that so blurry? There we go. 1-5, Machado walks. 1 out walk, and Machado runs. He's the E-stealer, so he's not going anywhere. Here's Cal Ripken. 3-11 for Ripken, and it's a ground ball to shortstop. Hey, that's going to be a double play. Bye, Beatles. How you doing? Hope you have a great day, or a great night, I guess, where you are. Great night where I am, too, actually, because now we're up almost to 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's going to end the inning on that double play, so nothing doing for the Orioles. We go to the 8th inning, and I believe the Orioles are now going to make a move to the bullpen. So it's going to be a bullpen game from here on out, as neither starter will be around to watch the finish. So coming in for the Orioles in the bullpen, they are going to turn to a couple of good choices here, but I believe we're going to go to Eddie Watt. So Eddie Watt from 1969. Eddie Watt was 5-2 with a 1.65 ERA and 16 saves. So Eddie Watt is on in relief of Flanagan. Flanagan goes 7 innings. Turns it over to Watt. And we got the top of the order. Ty Cobb, Gehringer, and Greenberg. It's a 6-7 against Watt, and that is a fly to center. That's one away. Brings up Charlie Gehringer. Gehringer, a 2-11. It's a ground ball to second, and that's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Hank Greenberg. That's a 3-9 for Greenberg, and that's a double. So Hank Greenberg, a solid 2-out double. Brings up Miguel Cabrera. Chance to finally get something going here for the Tigers. 2-4, but he's going to ground to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Miguel Cabrera 0 for 4 in this ball game. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Willie Hernandez in for his 2nd inning of work. He only faced 3 batters last inning, so he's still good for 1 more inning. Here's Eddie Murray. 1-6 for Murray, and that's a leadoff single for Eddie Murray. ID, I don't know. It had to be a rain out of some kind, but you would think if they finished a half game back that they would have had to play that, but I'm not an aficionado on that season, so I don't know for sure. Might be interesting to look it up, though. All right, so Murray singles. Brings up Singleton. That's a 5-8 off of Willie Hernandez. Is a fly to left. That's out number 1. So now we're down to Boog Powell. Boog Powell, 4-10 off of Willie Hernandez, is a walk. So the second runner is on, 2 on, with 1 out for Adam Jones. Adam Jones with a chance. Oop, the white die got hit in there. 3-9. 3-9 for Adam Jones is a strikeout. So 2 down, and now it's up to Jonathan Scope if they want to keep this thing going. It's a 4-7 against Hernandez. Ground ball second base X. That is Charlie Gehringer. He's a 1, and that's a 16. So a 1 and a 16 is an out number 3. That's a good play, and the inning is over. So we go to the 9th. We go to the 9th, still tied at 3-3, and instead of incorporating my inner Buck Showalter, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Zach Britton. So Zach Britton will be coming in to pitch at the top of the 9th. Not a save situation because it's a tie, but that's just the way it goes. 2-1 with a 0.54 ERA and 47 saves. So Zach Britton, the 3rd pitcher for the Orioles, and he's in to try to keep it right where it is. And he will have the duties of facing Al Kaline, Cecil Fielder, and Alan Trammell. It's a 6-7. 6-7 is a fly to left. That's 1 away. That brings up Cecil Fielder. He's been quiet, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 112. And he's going to strike out again, plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries, so we're going to skip that. So Cecil Fielder out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down for Alan Trammell. And that is a 4-8. 4-8 off of Britton is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So that sets things up here for the bottom of the 9th. We'll get a new Tiger pitcher because Hernandez has gone 2 innings, and that's enough for him. So he will be relieved by John Hiller. Check that, Fred Gladding. Fred Gladding is coming in. Fred Gladding from 1967 was 6-4 with a 1.99 ERA and 12 saves. So Fred Gladding, he is the 3rd Tiger pitcher. Each team has used 3 pitchers now. He will start the bottom of the 9th facing Mickey Tettleton. And then the top of the order, Blair and Machado. So not only is there a double dip, we could get extra innings in game 2. It's a 110 from Tettleton. 110 is a ground ball to short, plus injury, but we're not doing the injury thing, so 1 away. Here's Paul Blair. That's the thing. A lot of these players have home runs on their cards all over the place, so one swing of the bat could end it abruptly. 5-5 against Gladding is a strikeout. So Fred Gladding puts the K on Paul Blair. 2 up, 2 down for Manny Machado. Machado 1-3, and that's a pop to second, and that's going to end the inning. So the inning is over, and we've got extra innings. And the Orioles are going to make a couple of defensive changes. And they're going to bring in a better catcher, presumably. Well, I know he is defensively. That's Rick Dempsey. So Rick Dempsey's going to come in. He's going to come in and replace Tettleton, who just made one of the last outs. So Dempsey's in at catcher to replace Tettleton. And since Manny Machado just made the last out, they're going to let Brooks Robinson come into play. So Brooks Robinson is going to get his turn to be in the ball game. So Brooks Robinson is the new third baseman. And for the Orioles, Zach Britton only faced 3 batters, so they're going to let him go start the 11th against Kirk Gibson. As we start inning number 10. Extra innings in the double dip. How about that? 4-9 against Britton is a walk. A rare walk, but they'll take it. And Lance Parrish is going to be up there to bunt because they need to run. So he's looking to bunt. It's a 5. So on the bunt chart, a 5 batter is thrown up by pitcher. So it's a good sacrifice bunt. And that will put Kirk Gibson in scoring position where a base hit could put the Tigers ahead. And stepping up is Ty Cobb. It's a 1-6 for Ty Cobb. 1-6 is a ground ball to short. He just missed that single. It's a ground ball to short, and the runner has to hold on that ground ball A. So it's 2 down for Charlie Gehringer as Britton tries to get around this sacrifice. 2-2. 2-2. He's done it. Line out to first, as many outs as possible, but that was already the 3rd out, so the inning is over. So the Tigers almost got that extra run with the sac bunt. Didn't work out that way. So now here is Cal Ripken. Hey Jerry, how you doing? We're in the bottom of the 10th of a tie, obviously a tie ball game, 3-3. And Fred Gladding in for his 2nd inning of work. He only faced 4 batters in that. I'm sorry, he only faced 3 batters in the 9th, so he's still fresh. Here is Cal Ripken. That's a 1-4. And look at that. Cal Ripken, Jerry, you just made it just in time. Look at that dice. Look at those dice. 1-4. Look at that card. 1-4. Cal Ripken just hit a walk-off home run. And that puts the Orioles into the winner's bracket. Cal Ripken walks off the Tigers to lead off the bottom of the 10th. The Orioles move on into the winner's bracket. They will be facing the Dodgers in that winner's bracket, and the Tigers will take on the winner of the next game between, well, actually they got a couple games to go before they figure out who they're going to take on, but Cal Ripken did it. That 1-4 roll, those column 1s, for some of these guys, the column 1s are big. And for Ripken, that 1-4 was right there in bold letters. Home run. Fred Gladding had no say in the matter. And the defensive replacements for the Orioles got to play defense, but they didn't get a chance to bat. Cal wins it. And the Orioles advance. And since they've played 3 games now, we're on to our 4th game. Jim Palmer is eligible to come back. He is eligible to come back because it's been 3 rounds. That's my rule, 3 rounds. So the Tigers also will be able to have Justin Verlander back if they want to start him, or they could go with the original starter that was planned today, which was Denny McLain. So it just depends on what crosses my mind at the time, but the eligibility is there. And same with the Dodgers. They could bring Clayton Kershaw back, or they could use Zach Greinke. So either one would be formidable against the Orioles. So you could have a Palmer v. Kershaw game or Palmer v. Greinke game. Hard to tell. I guess it depends on what the mood hits, but that game's going to be a while because I've got a lot of loser elimination games to play in the losers bracket. Yankees-Cubs, that rematch is set in the loser's bracket. The loser is out. Red Sox and Cleveland, the loser is out. Reds and Mets, loser is out. And St. Louis and the A's, the loser is out. Now the Reds-Mets, the winner of that game, will play the winner of the A's-Cardinal game, and then they'll get to play the Pirates. So it should be interesting. Actually, I got the Pirates in the wrong spot. Let me move that. I just realized that. Pirates actually belong down there. And then the winners of these elimination games actually go up here. And the Tigers, they're where they're supposed to be. Okay, so we're good to go there. All right, so there you have it, a double dip. And even an extra inning double dip. And it barely went over an hour, which is the great thing about Basic. You can get games done pretty quickly. And where sometimes you play super advanced, although it's a lot more strategic and whatnot, the time factor can be that it takes a while, and you go through a lot of charts, and some people get frustrated with it and so forth. So trying to get this thing turned around if it'll let me. There we go. So just want to say hello, you guys, so you weren't staring at the wall. Not that you want to look at me, but I guess maybe that's it's a lose-lose situation. Look at me or look at the wall. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you watching this elimination tournament. Now I've got to go get ready for some, I'm going to call it the Metamucil elimination bracket, because there's some teams that need to be eliminated, and we're going to go through that in the next couple of days and get that all taken care of. Tonight, be sure, I think ID Jester said he's going to have something tonight. Don't know about the Earls, and don't know about Espo, don't know about Strat, Delaware, but you know, the usual suspects. Just check them out. If you're subscribed to all of them, of course, you'll get the feed to find out. Right now, it's about 10 after 7 Eastern time, and I need to get out of here and get where I need to be. So appreciate you guys tuning in, as usual. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Al, and all the other guys that tuned in that I don't see in front of me right now. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.